Yes, I did realize as a child that we were different, and that is because in a cult, you spend your time defining yourself as the other, right? It's kind of like when you watch Santa Claus movies for kids and you're all like, why are they all about like believe in Santa Claus? If we just all acted like it was true, wouldn't they just believe it? So that's the thing with kids, right? Is of course, when you're growing up there, you're being told you're special. You're being told the outside world is so different and so bad and so evil. But you don't necessarily believe it, at least I didn't, but all you know is what you have there. I'm Danielle, scholar of cults, extreme groups, and extremely bad leadership. I wrote a book called Uncultured about growing up in the Children of God religious cult, and you can get signed copies of that attached. I'm going to read a little bit from my book on American, which will come out after Culting of America, but can also be accessed as a video book in my Matreon, Blink and Lio. This is the first chapter of Un American. Chapter 1, Down the Rabbit Hole. Brazil, 1993. On the day of my sixth birthday, I get the rare treat of a trip outside the commune walls to have ice cream with my parents, without any of my other siblings. I had 25 siblings in cult math. We don't go outside much, so it always shocks me how different our world is than the systemite streets of Campo Grande, Brazil. Inside our 10-foot walls, we have huge fields of green grass, hundreds of tropical fruit trees, a swimming pool, and many houses. But directly outside of our gates are favelas, sprawling neighborhoods full of shacks made from whatever can be found: cardboard, sheets and towels, corrugated tin tied into makeshift roofs. I've been taught about Brazil's systemite children. Not quite as bad as America's systemites, but still bad. And I know that their godlessness is reflected in their dirtiness, their matted hair, their shoeless feet, their ratty clothes caked with grime. Children in the family would never look like this because we know that cleanliness is godliness. It's on posters all over our homes. Our days are defined by that law. Children as young as 3 or 4 spending hours each day cleaning the commune, scrubbing bathroom walls and kitchens until they shine, not to mention buckets and buckets of cloth diapers from the constantly overflowing nursery. It is impossible not to notice how different I am from these children. Their brown and black skin so much darker than my translucent white. The sounds of Portuguese filling my ears, a language I still don't understand or speak, even though I've lived in this country for over a year. Grandpa taught us that people with black skin are the sons of Ham, who are punished forever because Ham had sex with his father. Grandpa says the blacks are lucky they weren't completely destroyed, just cursed. As mean as that secretly sounds to me, I know I'm not supposed to question anything Grandpa says, or any uncle or auntie for that matter. I look at these children for some sign that they deserve to be cursed, but they look just like kids to me. Is this why I feel so different here? Because of my skin? Is that why all the kids stare at me as we walk by? I flash my biggest smile to them, trying to make sure that Jesus' love is shining out of my eyes in case one of them needs to be saved. As I lick my ice cream cone as slowly as possible to make it last, I watch the Systemite kids kicking a soccer ball around, yelling to each other without any obvious fear of the few adults standing nearby who are casually keeping an eye on them, while they, the adults, do most of the chores. Playing. The Systemite kids are just playing. And even though they are poor and dirty, and even though they are cursed by God and unsaved, they seem happy. I remind myself that as a child of the children of God, I am better than them, that I am chosen, and that is more important than happiness. I know this is the truth because Grandpa said it, and because the uncles tell us every day, and they beat us to make sure we know it in our bones. In the children of God, the children don't play. we march. We are God's soldiers every minute of every day, and we never forget it. Happiness is what we will get in heaven after we earn it. I straighten my shoulders as the looming gates of the compound come back into view, along with the gray feeling that always comes with it. I paint a careful, sober expression on my face to hide the forbidden thought blazing through my brain. Maybe the aunties and uncles, maybe Grandpa himself, are lying about how we're better. And maybe it is enough for them that they are going to heaven someday, that eventually we will be rewarded for all our pain. But all I want to do is play. This book will be coming out after Culting of America, the research book that I'm writing. And this is where I'm looking at the stories of my life again, much like in Uncultured, of cults and war. But this time, instead of looking at the groups around me, I am looking at myself and through looking through the lens of power and privilege and whiteness and otherness and what it means to be an American. So stay tuned or come check out my Patreon if you want to hear the rest of the story.